This is Gerard Wellbrock inviting you to join us for Tiger Talk. Catch the video replay of Monday night's radio program at 10:30 and 7 o'clock, Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. That's Tiger Talk, Mondays on Tiger Radio Mix 103 and Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 and 7 on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. Hello again, everyone, and welcome into another edition of Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock with you as we talk Fort Hays State Tiger football. Another thrilling victory for the Tigers in front of a good homecoming crowd on a chilly Saturday night. They hold off a fourth quarter comeback bid by Washburn and beat the Ichabods by a final of 35-30. First win over Washburn since 2008. We'll review that game and look ahead to another big one this Saturday afternoon as the Tigers head to St. Joseph to take on the 3-2 Missouri Western Griffins. Head coach Chris Brown will join us momentarily. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hays, open 7 days a week. The Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Head coach Chris Brown joins us right after the break, right here on Tiger Talk. Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock, head coach Chris Brown. It's brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. And right now, they've got their take-home box. It's like a whole extra meal with the purchase of your adult or senior meal. Get the take-home box and have another meal when you get home from the Golden Corral. Tigers 35-30 winners over Washburn on Saturday night. And boy, another nail biter by your squad. It seems like every game this year has come down to the final possession or two. But unlike the week before against Pittsburgh State, you found a way to get the victory. And I guess at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
They did. They did a good job of coming back and fighting back. And, Washburn's a team that's, very, very good up front. They've got a great quarterback, great running backs, great wide receivers. And, their screen game was really working well for them in that game. And, our kids did a good job of staying in the game and staying focused. And, a few more things we could have done there, probably put a few more points on the board, but, and tackle a little bit better on defense. But, guys found a way to win this ball game. And, I'm proud of them. And, we just got to continue to get better.
A couple of individual efforts really stand out. We'll start at quarterback. Travion Albert continues to get better. 207 rushing yards, a new career high, 2 touchdowns there, and 154 through the air. I know he had a couple of interceptions, but he also threw 2 touchdown passes. Overall, very good game for Travion.
It was a great game for him. The interception, the one interception was a great play by their linebacker. I mean, that kid got up, one hand grabbed it and then scored, but it's a heck of a play by that kid. But, Travion, he's really coming around to be the quarterback that we want him to be. It's that time of year. He's really focused in on what he's doing. Quarterback, our coaches are doing a good job of finding things that make him work and make him tick, and doing things that he can do. And he's really run off with these last 2 weeks and has really improved and gotten better and has been a great player for us.
Brock Long, 16 tackles, 4 of them for loss, and it was a day in which you had a couple linebackers go down to injury and you were very thin at the position. He's been good all year and really throughout his career, but he was really special on Saturday.
He was, and that's the kid we kind of been looking for. He's been pretty solid all year long, but that was probably his best game so far, just getting to the ball, making an impact, and making his presence known on the football field. He played very, very physical, brought some good hits, ran through some gaps pretty well, made some nice tackles in the backfield. But, yeah, that's the Brock Long we've been looking for. But not saying what he's doing in the past wasn't good, but, that was just something special on Saturday.
And it's the Tigers' first win over Washburn since 2008, the first for you after spending many years there as our defensive coordinator. And Travion, after the game, kind of mentioned that. It's a game that everybody wanted bad because they have not beaten them, at least this group here.
It is, and they kind of look at those things too. Another game this week is Mill West. We haven't beat them either. But, yeah, that game there, really didn't talk about it much through the week of being 0-4 against those guys until game day. And, I think last year we let that game get away from us last year at Washburn. But, our kids are focused in on what we're doing. They're understanding what we're trying to get to and what we want to do here in the future. And, they're going to continue to work and make themselves better.
I know finishing strong is something you really emphasize, and you made the big play when you had to make the big play to seal the victory, but yet giving up a lead. You had an 18-point lead going into the fourth quarter, something you're not real happy about.
I'm not. There's just things. We had that 18-point lead. I just think our kids relax a little bit instead of just keeping the pedal down and keep moving forward and keep putting points on the board and keep getting defensive stops. And I'm just trying to figure out what's it going to take for me to get through to these guys that we got to finish the ball game. And you heard him talk after the game. We got to start doing a better job of finishing and doing things the right way. And so hopefully that carries over this week and our kids listen to one another and really focus in on that.
Tigers get the win, 35-30 over the Ichabods. We'll break it down in more detail when we come back. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, best buffet in the USA. And we're back right after this.
They're growing up and getting busier. Between school, sports, dance, sleepovers, you want to make sure they can always reach you when they need to. Nextech Wireless has the perfect cell phone starter plan. For only $40 per month, it includes unlimited data, calling, and texting. There are no contracts or overages, so they can call, text, YouTube, and stream all they want. Plus, smartphones start at just $150. Certain restrictions apply. Get the $40 WOW unlimited plan at Nextech Wireless.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk. Gerard Wellbrock, head coach Chris Brown. It's brought to you by the Golden Corral, where kids eat free every Tuesdays from 4 until close at the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, the best buffet in the USA. Tigers 35-30 winners over Washburn Saturday night at Lewis Field. A chilly night for homecoming, but still a good crowd of over 4,900 and certainly into the ball game. And second straight week, you've had a quick start. You score on your opening possession for the second week in a row. And I know that's an area you guys had really struggled on early on, but you're starting to get a little bit quicker starts offensively.
We are. The guys are doing a good job of, really focusing on that first drive and doing some good things, some quick, short passes, adding the run game to it as well. And, we just kind of keep churning out first downs and more first downs, and then, it ends up getting a touchdown for us. But, we need to continue to, keep playing that way, keep starting off that fast. And, our guys are starting to make me think about, the coin toss. If we win it, maybe we just start taking the ball, because I usually always defer. But, right now the way things are going, we might start taking the ball.
Travion scored on a 19-yard run for that first touchdown, but it was a 25-yard pass to Shaquille Cooper that set it up. And it seemed like you utilized him a little bit more in the passing game here the last couple of weeks, but especially on Saturday.
He is. He's just such a dynamic player. He can do so many different things for you. He catches the ball very, very well out of the backfield. And, with his speed, it's hard for those linebackers when they're manned up to keep up with him. And, we're going to continue to do that, try to get him matched up one-on-one with linebackers and see if we can beat him and get some easy scores.
We mentioned 207 rushing yards for Albert. How much of that is the Shaquille Cooper effect? Because he got off to such a great start, and you look, he still had over 90 yards, but you kind of felt, well, he wasn't as good as he has been. But Washburn's defensive ends, they were crashing and really eyeing Shaquille Cooper. It seemed to really open up Travion, and you guys have been able to exploit that the last 2 weeks.
It does, and just the way Shaq's, the way he plays the game and his speed, they have to account for him. And, a lot of times you got to put two guys on him. And, I think they were pretty much doing that with their defensive end and their linebacker and kind of leaving Travion open. But, I think it was some of their schemes. I think there's a few busts on their part, of their gun run rules. And, me coaching there for so many years, I kind of understand those rules that they have and where guys line up and who they should have. And, a few busts, but, we'll take those busts. But Travion did a good job of reading the end and, getting them around and getting vertical. And I'll tell you what, our receivers did one heck of a job this week of really blocking downfield. And it was those blocks downfield that allowed us to score and get those big runs.
And it seems like Travion's doing a little bit better job of selling the run on those fakes in which he goes. It's just he's holding the ball in the running back's belly maybe for an extra half second or a step, and that just allows the defense to think it's going to be a handoff.
It does, and it really makes it tough on a defense because you just don't know quite where, that ball is going to be. And it also gives your blocks, a little more time to get set up and lets our guys get in a little bit better position to make those blocks that need to be made. And, if he continues to do that, and it's really going to help him out in his play action as well, just holding it a little in the pocket just a little bit longer, things will start opening up for us a little bit more.
We talked about the one interception he threw, a great pick by Alex Stuber, the Washburn linebacker, returns it for a touchdown, tied the game up at 7. I thought a key series right after that, you respond 11 plays, 65 yards. Derek Campbell capped it with a 3-yard touchdown run, but to come right back after they had tied it up and had some momentum was big.
It's one of those things with your kids, it's one of those times they don't want to get in the back of their head, oh, we're 0-4 against these guys. What's going to happen now? And, I told them it's going to be all right. There's a lot of ball game left. Not one little play is not going to hurt us. Just continue to do what we can do and put some more points on the board, and things will work out. And good job of bouncing back from that, going down to scoring and getting some more points.
Yeah, got another stop, and then Travion rips off a 54-yard run, setting up a touchdown to give you a 28-10 lead. Obviously, felt very good at that point.
We did feel good at that point, but it's just one of those points again where we kind of let off a little bit, and that's something we can't do. We go back out, get another 3 and out, get another stop, and then go score another touchdown and try to put this game away. But we kind of would pull away, then we'd give it back to them. We'd pull away, give it back to them, and that's something we got to quit doing as a team.
Yeah, gave up a big 39-yard pass late for a score, and they converted 3 times on third down. Obviously, situations you want to get off the field.
We do, and their screen game was very, very good this week. And it was frustrating for our D linemen, it was frustrating for our linebackers and our secondary. But screen plays, to me, it's a hustle play. They throw a screen, we got to get everybody to the ball and go make a tackle. And I think there's a few instances there that we didn't do that, and we didn't play real hard and didn't get there.
Well, the Tigers still in the lead, 28-17 at halftime. We'll talk about a very crazy second half when we return. Tiger Talk presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill, just north of the interstate in Hayes. The Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. We're back right after this.
BOS Motorsports in Hayes introduces the top off-road vehicle lineup with Polaris. The world leader in off-road innovation presents the RZR, Ranger, Sportsman, and Ace off-road vehicles right here in the heartland of BOS Motorsports in Hayes. Whether you're looking for something for the trail, the farm, the oil patch, the hunt, BOS has the ride just for you. Stop in today and ride away with yours. At BOS, customer service is number one. Our in-house parts and service department will take care of you before, during, and after the sale. BOS Motorsports just north of I-70 at exit 159 in Hayes.
Welcome back to Tiger Talk, presented by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. Open 7 days a week, just north of the interstate in Hayes. And again, you can have breakfast anytime, beginning at 11 at the Golden Corral. Tigers had the 28-17 halftime lead Saturday night against Washburn. And DeAndre James gets an interception on the Ichabod's second possession in that third quarter. It eventually led to a touchdown. That was a big play. You guys have been really good creating some turnovers and did that again on Saturday.
And that was huge for us in that game. I think we had maybe 3 turnovers, maybe 4. I'm not sure exactly how many 4, so it was 4. And those are huge for us. I mean, because a couple of them were down, in the red zone area, and those are big stops for us. We got to get those turnovers and get the ball back to our offense, and we need to start capitalizing on every one of those turnovers and put more points on the board. But we needed them, and when we needed a turnover, our kids got them, and that's a big part of why we won that ball game.
Yeah, probably not doing a good enough job of taking advantage of it. You forced 4 turnovers, only got the 1 touchdown out of it. That was the Flory catch after the James interception. I think you have 14 takeaways this year, but just 21 points off of those takeaways.
Yeah, we do. We got to do a better job of that. I mean, it's a change of momentum. We get a turnover and go score. That really changed the whole aspect of the game and what a team's going to do against us. And I thought if we could have scored another touchdown or 2 off that really changes Washburn's whole game plan, where they just got to become more of a passing team than using the run. And but take advantage of those opportunities and put points on the board and let's see what happens.
Well, they come back after you built the 18-point lead, get it down near the 10. It was another turnover. Daniel Lindsay, a big hit, forced a fumble and recovered the fumble. You don't score off of that, but you still move the ball because you got it back near the 10, got it out to midfield, flipped the field, certainly changed the in that scenario.
It is. I mean, that's a huge play for us. I mean, he came off the edge, stripped the ball out, went to the ground with it, and that's something we talk about our kids all the time. Never give up. We strip the ball, go for the ball, and he got that turnover. But the change of field position is huge. If you go 3 and out, give them a short field, who knows? They might go score, right there, and make that game even closer. And but hats off to that kid for making that play, and great job by Stengler this week of punting.
And that, yeah, exactly right. We'll talk more about a big one coming up here in a little bit. Get another fumble recovery on the next possession, DeAndre James, but go 3 and out, can't take advantage of it. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest of third quarters. You got some turnovers, couldn't take a full advantage of it, but you're kind of able to hold the fort and defend the fort, as the big slogan is, but hold the fort there in that third quarter.
It was tough. It was back and forth. We didn't score any points. They didn't score any points, and it was just. kind of a quarter of turnovers. It kind of seemed like, but I think we were on the upper end on that end, and our guys just did a good job of pursuing to the ball and raking at the ball and trying to get that ball out of there to get the ball back to our offense. But that's something we preach to our guys all the time. Turnovers are important. Get the ball back to our offense, and now we just got to do a better job of capitalizing on those.
Probably the key drive for them came on the next possession, midway through the fourth, 8:05 to go. They score, 12-play, 80-yard drive, but didn't have many penalties, but you get called for an illegal substitution when they were punting the football, kept the drive alive. They convert on fourth down and eventually get the touchdown. Obviously, that was a huge call and a huge penalty in the ballgame that kind of changed it and gave them hope.
It was. I mean, that's a big play, and it was just miscommunication. We have a punt-safe team, which is just really our defense, and is out there. And then we put a returner on the field, and we also had a call this week of, safe, where we didn't rush. We were looking for a fake, and so, of course, our young man heard safe, so we thought it was punt safe, so we ran on the field. But, look at the guys around you. It's not your defense, it's your punt block group, and get yourself off the field. But that is a costly penalty, and, that hurt us, and it gave them a chance to, to go down and score.
And then a 3-and-out on the next possession, and really first down, they stuffed the run and kind of forced you to pass, so they get the ball back quickly. Obviously, you were hoping to at least pick up a first down or two to eat some more clock.
We did. We were trying to really run the clock down, run some time off the board, and, we didn't do that. And it's, I think we might have had a couple penalties here. I don't know if it was that drive or the next drive, but I know we had some penalties that killed us in that situation too. But, we got to do a better job in that situation of finishing ball games and getting some time off the clock and, being able to run the ball. But I just didn't feel like we really got off the ball in that, in that time of the game, and didn't give the running back room to run or the quarterback room to run as well. So, that's just a situation there where we talk about finishing, and we got to start finishing right there.
Washburn scores. They miss on the two-point conversion, still 35-30. Tigers, again, have to punt, and you mentioned Jordan Stangler. What a kick, 67 yards. Got it into the end zone, and that was huge because you were kind of pinned back near your goal line, and that flipped the field and gave the ball back to the Ichabods, but they had 80 yards to try to go and get a touchdown.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest plays of the game right there. I mean, Jordan, I just say, just get a hold of it, because we've been doing the rugby punt with him. I said, just get a hold of it, kick it as far as you can, and if it goes in the end zone, it goes in the end zone. But he almost kept that sucker in, inside the 10, but he did. He got a heck of a kickoff, and it was beautiful spiral. Our guys covered well, and didn't give them the opportunity to return the ball, but, they got it on the 20, and, we did what we had to do from there.
Yeah, they got a couple of first downs, but then Dalton Gould knocks down a pass on fourth down, and a guy who was only playing because you had Jose Delgado and Alex Schmidberger go down. And it's funny how you get a situation like that, a kid who hasn't played a lot in that situation this year, a play comes down to him, and boy, he stepped up. Great pass defense, knocked it away, and got you the win.
He did a great job when he came in. I said, Dalton, here's your time. Let's see what you got. And he goes, I got you, Coach. And he had a great series. I mean, he had a few tackles, had that pass breakup there towards the end, but it's good to get him some success early. Gives him some confidence, and he needs to continue to play with that confidence. And he's got some great abilities. He just needs to believe in himself and have faith in himself and the things that he can do, because he's a very, very good football player.
Well, the Tigers hold on 35-30 to get the win. Now 4-1, and another big one this Saturday afternoon in St. Joe against Missouri Western. We'll talk about it as we hit our final segment right after this.
Have you ever wondered about CrossFit or wanting to try a new workout routine?
Connecting with CrossFit is a home-based exercise program designed to introduce you to the basic movements.
The workouts incorporate functional movements to improve your everyday life.
We will guide you through a warm-up, a workout, and a cool-down in each episode.
Join us on Eagle Cable, Channel 14 and 614 to increase your baseline of fitness and to connect with CrossFit.
Welcome back. It's our final segment of Tiger Talk as we prepare for a big showdown at Missouri Western. Again, a reminder, the program brought to you by the Golden Corral Buffet and Grill. Hey, next time you need something catered, whether for the office, for the family, a big function coming up, check with the Golden Corral. 625-4141, the number. Great catering service from the Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA. Tigers at Missouri Western Saturday, a 1 o'clock kick from Spratt Stadium. And I guess as you keep winning, every game becomes big, and none bigger than Missouri Western. One of those teams you alluded to have not beaten since joining the MIAA. They're 3-2, but they lose by 1 in their opener at Central Missouri, and they had a 27-7 lead against Pittsburgh State. Stop me if you've heard this before. And Pitt rallies with 24 unanswered in the second half and beats them. They're a fraction away from being 5-0 and leading the MIAA right now.
Yeah, that's just conference. You know, I was looking at ours too. We could be 0-5 right now, 5-0, 4-1, 1-4. It's just the way this conference is, and they're kind of the same way. They could be sitting 5-0 or, you know, 2-3 right now. But no, they're a very good football team. Got a great quarterback, got a great running back in Raphael Spencer. Great wide receivers as well. O-line strong up front, and then defensively, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. I mean, they're confident in their secondary, so they're going to play a lot of man coverage and stack the box with, you know, 7-8 guys in there. So, you know, we got to do a good job of trying to keep them on their heels and get our run game going and you know, add our play action to it as well. But very good football team, and, you know, it's going to be a battle for us.
They've got a lot of great skilled personnel, but at MIAA Media Day back in August, Coach Partridge mentioned the defensive front seven and mainly his front line, and he kind of compared that to the year they won the MIAA and were so good up front, had a couple of guys who got some NFL looks, and he kind of compared them to that group. And you look, they return a lot of guys on the defensive side of the ball and offensive side of the ball, but for them it seems like it always starts up front.
It does. You know, their D-line they're very athletic. They got a couple big kids as well that they play at the nose guard position, and you know, they got a couple stand-up ends that are long and lanky, and you know, they're playing a 3-4 defense now, which is something a little bit different than what they have in the past. But their two linebackers are great players. I think one was an all-conference player last year. So, you know, we're going to have our hands full. We got to adjust for a different defense than what we're used to seeing these last, you know, 5 weeks. But you know, I think if we do what we're supposed to do and handle things well, you know, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, they're third in the MIAA in sacks, and Fort Hays State's done a pretty good job of protecting Travion Albert. It'll be a big challenge on Saturday. And on the back end, Michael Jordan. There'll only be one Michael Jordan this year in the matchup, but he's as good as it gets when you talk about defensive backs in the MIAA and really maybe the country.
He is. You know, he's fast. He runs very well. He covers very well, and you know, he's a great tackler as well. And I mean, he's got everything that you want in a defensive back. He's got a great nose for the ball, and you know, gets himself in good positions, and he's never really out of position. He's always where he's supposed to be, and you know, we got to find ways to maybe probably stay away from him and not give him opportunities to make plays.
I didn't get a chance to ask you earlier in the program. Andrew Flory had another big game. It almost seemed like a concerted effort by you guys to get him involved earlier in the contest Saturday.
Well, yeah, he's just a great playmaker. You know, anytime he gets the ball in his hand, you know, he can make some things happen. I just wish we would connect a few more times on those deep passes. I mean, we're so close on that. I mean, it's just a step away, or you know, or even 2 steps away, or just throwing the ball out of bounds. But if we can get the ball in his hands a little bit more, I think some good things are going to happen for us.
Well, that'll be a fun matchup, watching Fort Hays State's Andrew Flory and Michael Jordan for Missouri Western on Saturday. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time. Congratulations again on a great win over Washburn. Have a great week of practice, and looking forward to what should be another fun game Saturday afternoon in St. Joe.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to our fans. Again, another great crowd. They were into it. Excitement level was there, and we really appreciate that. Our kids appreciate that, and you know, that just gives us a little more momentum, a little more excitement on the sideline. But thanks again for that, and I appreciate all you do for us, Gerard.
And hopefully a few of those fans make the trip to St. Joe, 4.5 hours for the Tigers and the Griffins on what should be a fun one Saturday afternoon. That's going to wrap up our program. Again, it is brought to you by the Hayes Med Orthopedic Institute, the Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis, Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, Couture for men and women, and Eagle Communications. It's a 1 o'clock kick Saturday on the air at noon with the Auto World pregame show as the Tigers take on Missouri Western. And if you missed any portion of the program tonight, you can always catch it online, HayesPost.com, or the video replay Tuesdays and Wednesday mornings at 10:30, and then again at 7 o'clock on both Tuesday and Wednesday evenings on Eagle Cable's Channel 14 and 614. That'll wrap it up for Coach Chris Brown. It's Gerard Wellbrock. So long, everyone. This is Gerard Wellbrock inviting you to join us for Tiger Talk. Catch the video replay of Monday night's radio program at 10:30 and 7 o'clock, Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614. That's Tiger Talk, Mondays on Tiger Radio Mix 103, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 and 7 on Eagle Cable Channel 14 and 614.